Students, the next important unit in digital electronics is Boolean algebra and logic gates. Okay, so we already discussed what are the digital principles. In the digital principles, this digital electronics is based on the digital units, that is 0 and 1. Okay, so using that 0 and 1 in digital electronics, they are going to design the logic circuits. For that, they are going to use logic gates. To understand these logic gates, we have to use one important concept, that is Boolean algebra. So here, what is this Boolean algebra? First you can understand Boolean algebra, then we will understand the logic gates. That you can understand in this unit. So what actually this Boolean algebra? In digital electronics, here you are going to use the Boolean values. So these Boolean values are 0 and 1, true and false, yes or no. Only these two values are present in digital electronics. Okay, it may be on or off. Okay, so you can connect to the plus 5 volt or you can connect to the ground. Okay, or both are connected to the ground or both are connected to the plus 5 volt. Like that, you are having only two values. Either it may be true or it may be false. So here the switch, it may be on or it may be off. So that is a Boolean value. So here these Boolean values, here we are going to indicate it by using 0 and 1. So 0 and 1 are the digital values. These are two digital symbols. Okay, so that we can analyze by using this Boolean algebra. So this Boolean algebra is one of the important mathematical tool used in digital electronics to represent the logical circuits input and its output. Okay, so here in digital electronics you are going to use some logic circuit. That logic circuit having a particular output. That output depends upon the input. Here the input and output both are, it may be 0 and 1. Okay, so here according to the input, what is the input you are going to give? According to that, there is a change on output. For that, there are so many different logic circuits are there. Here, to represent that one, you have to require some logic circuits are required. To design that logic circuit, you have to require one tool, that is the Boolean algebra. Here, if you want to do any calculation, if you want to make any budget, or if you want to do any calculation, for that you have to require mathematics. You have to require algebra. That is mathematical algebra. Here, you are going to use Boolean algebra. In that Boolean algebra, here you are having Boolean values are there, that is 0 and 1. To make some circuits to represent the output and input of the logic circuit, you are going to use one tool called as the Boolean algebra. So this Boolean algebra is one of the mathematical tool used to represent logic circuits output and its input. That may be 0 and 1. Any number of inputs you can give. According to that, you have to get some output. So here, to design that logic circuit, to make the operation of logic operation, here they are going to use three important logic operations. In digital electronics, there are three important logic operations are there. In general mathematics, you are having plus, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. These are the important operators used in general mathematical algebra. Whereas in Boolean algebra, they are going to use three important logical operators. Those are not operator, or operator, and operator. How to use these operators, we will discuss in Boolean algebra. So next one is, here we have to understand what are Boolean operators, not operator, or operator, and operator. So next one is, what is Boolean variable? Here we are discussing Boolean algebra, not a mathematical algebra. So here this Boolean algebra, here you are having only two values, true and false, yes or no, 0 or 1. To make to representation of that input and output, here we are going to use one tool, that is Boolean algebra in digital electronics. So next one is, what are Boolean variable? Here you are having some Boolean values are there, that may be 0 or 1. To hold that Boolean values, here you have to require some variable. That variable value can be changed. Sometime there may be 0 or sometime it may be 1. Say for example here A. So this A is a variable. Now here its value is 0. Now A value is how much? 0. Now it is connected to ground. Here if you can give A is equal to 1, here if it's equal to A is equal to 1, that means now it is connected to plus 5 volt. Sometime it may be connected to ground, or sometime it may be connected to plus 5 volt or plus 8 volt. Here there is one switch is there. Sometimes that switch can be on, or sometimes switch can be off. Okay, that is one variable. That variable having some Boolean value. This Boolean value, it may be 0 or it may be 1. Here in this example x is one Boolean variable. Here its value is 1. Sometimes it may be 1 or sometimes it may be 0. Either 0 or it may be 1. Next one, here m is equal to 1. Here m is one variable. What type of variable? There is a Boolean variable. Boolean variable is used to hold the Boolean values. It may be 0 or it may be 1. So next, one more important concept is Boolean constant. Boolean constant is a fixed value. Boolean constant is a fixed value. If it is connected to ground, always it is connected to ground. That means 0. If it is connected to plus 5 volt, always it is connected to plus 5 volt. Its value cannot be changed. Sometime connected to ground, sometime connected to plus 5. No. It is connected to ground means always it is fixed. Fixed representation, fixed value, Boolean value is called as a Boolean constant. Say for example 0 or 1. Here we are having only two values, 0 and 1. So next one more concept is complement of variable. ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗೆ ವರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕು. ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಬುಲಿಯನ್ ವೇರಿಯಬಲ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಬುಲಿಯನ್ ಆಲ್ಜಿಬ್ರಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಲಾಜಿಕ್ ಆಪರೇಷನ್ ಯಾವುದು, ಬುಲಿಯನ್ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ದಟ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ in the Boolean algebra. Then we can discuss the logic gates. So here complement of variable. So what actually the complement of variable? So complement of variable is, here it is opposite value of the particular variable. Okay. So here if a is equal to 0, complement of a is 1. Okay. So here it is represented by bar. Okay. So variable ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಒಂದು ಬಾರ್ ಅನ್ನು ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ there is complement of the given variable. So here a complement is a bar. ಇವಾಗ a ಅಲ್ಲಿ 0 ಇತ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ a ಬಾರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ 1 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇವಾಗ a ಅಲ್ಲಿ 1 ಇತ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ a ಬಾರ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ 0 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಕಾಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ರಿವರ್ಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. 0 ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು 1 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, 1 ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು 0 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So that is complement. There is a not operator. There is a not operator in Boolean algebra. So here I have given one example. A complement is a bar. Here a is variable, b is variable, b complement is b bar. So here b bar is a complement of b, a bar is complement of a. So here I have given example. A is equal to 0, a bar means how much 1. So a is equal to 1 ಇದೆ, a bar ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ 0 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಕಾಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ವೇರಿಯಬಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇವಾಗ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ +5 ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡು, +5 ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ 0 ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡು ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಇಕ್ವೇಶನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ವೇರಿಯಬಲ್ ಅಂತ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ವೇರಿಯಬಲ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, it's having some value, it's having some Boolean value in Boolean algebra. So next one more concept is truth table. Here these are some of the definitions you are going to use, some of the terms you are going to use in Boolean algebra. So what actually truth table? In digital electronics, here you are having some output, that output having some inputs. It may be 2 inputs or 3 inputs or 4 inputs. What are the different combinations of input? Using that, what is the changes on output? For that they are going to use a tool called as truth table. Truth table represent all the combinations of different inputs to represent the output. That output depends upon the input. Say for example, if you are having two inputs means how many combinations? 2 to the power of 2. 2 to the power of 2 means how many combinations? 4 combinations. That is 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1. How many combinations are there? 4 combinations are there. ಈ 4 ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ 0 0 ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ, 0 1 ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ, 1 0 ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ, 1 1 ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಟೂಲ್ ಅನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, there is a truth table. So if you are going to use 3 inputs, so 3 inputs means 0 0 0 0 0 1, like the last one is 1 1 1. 3 inputs means 2 to the power of 3. 2 to the power of 3 means 2 into 2 into 2 8. That is 8 different combinations. ಇವಾಗ 8 ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 0 0 0 ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ, 0 0 1 ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ, 0 1 0 ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ ಏನು ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ತರ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇನು ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಟ್ರೂತ್ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಅನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಒನ್ ಟೂಲ್. ಸೊ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಬುಲಿಯನ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಬುಲಿಯನ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್? ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಬುಲಿಯನ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ represent the function of the particular logic circuit. The particular logic circuit having number of inputs. So that may be fixed value or some values are changing. The values are changing means that can be stored in some variable. So here I have given one example. F is equal to a plus b dot c bar. So here you are having 3 inputs are there. A is one variable, b is one variable, c is one variable. Out of these variable, there is some operation is going on. It may be not operation, or it may be or operation, or it may be and operation. So here in Boolean algebra, here plus means that is or operation. Plus means or operation. Here dot means and operation. Bar means not operation. So here all these 3 operations are going on in this function. Using this operation, there is an output you are going to get. So that output depend upon the values you are going to given in this variable, and some operation is going on. For it you are going to get one result. That result is 0 or 1, true or false. So that function of the particular logic circuit can be explained by using one function that is called as a Boolean function. It is one Boolean equation. In this equation, there may be number of operators are there, number of operations are going on. Using that you are going to get one result. So here this is a concept of boolean function. Boolean function ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಲಾಜಿಕ್ ಗೇಟು, ಒಂದು ಲಾಜಿಕ್ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಏನು ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಅದ್ರ ಅಲ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ರಿಸಲ್ಟು ಏನು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆದಾಗ ಏನು ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಇಕ್ವೇಷನ್ ಹಾಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಆ ಇಕ್ವೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ವೇರಿಯೇಬಲ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅಥವಾ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಆ ವೇರಿಯೇಬಲ್ಸ್ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಒಂದು ಆಪರೇಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಆ ಆಪರೇಷನ್ ಎಂಡ್ ಆದ್ರೂ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಆರ್ ಆದ್ರೂ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ನಾಟ್ ಆದ್ರೂ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಫೈನಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಒಂದು ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ನಮಗೆ. ನೀವು ಏನೇ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ, 0 and 1 ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ 0 ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಇಲ್ಲ 1 ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಆ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಇಕ್ವೇಷನ್ ಬರಿತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಆ ಇಕ್ವೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಏನು ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಬರೆಯೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಇಕ್ವೇಷನ್ ಬರಿತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಬೂಲಿಯನ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್. These are the important terms you are going to use in Boolean algebra. So what is Boolean algebra? It is one of the mathematical tool used to represent the logic circuit, output and its input. Next, logic operations, not operation, or operation, and AND operation. Boolean variable, it is a variable used to hold the Boolean value. It may be 0 or it may be 1. You can take any variable. Next, Boolean constant, it is a fixed value. Next, complement of variable. Here A bar is complement of A, B bar is complement of B. ಇವಾಗ A 0 ಇತ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ 1 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, 1 ಇದ್ರೆ 0 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Next one is truth table. It represent all the different combinations of input to represent the output. Boolean function. This is having one equation. It is used to represent the function of the particular logic circuit. So once you can understand these terms, next we'll discuss some of the different laws, rules used in Boolean algebra. Just like in mathematical algebra, in Boolean function, in Boolean algebra also, there are so many laws are there. What are the different laws, different rules, that we'll discuss in the next video.